Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom. Now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zoellner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNZ up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to.
Okay, Thrive Nation, on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, I'm joined here with Aaron Antis, longtime friend, longtime client, and I want to walk you through what we do, what I do, and how I help you have success. And I describe this to people as it's like bumper bowling for business. Yeah. So it allows you to stop throwing gutter balls. So you're going to hear a testimonial here in just a minute from yet another success story. A man by the name of Jason Lett of Lake Martin Mini Malls. Lake Martin Mini Mall, it's a business that supplies grills, outdoor camping gear, local food, local fishing equipment, local for the people that live on Lake Martin, who live on that area, who live on the lake, the lake dwellers. And so I want you to just picture this, though, because you're going to hear from him on today's show. You're going to hear from Steve Currington on today's show, from SteveCurrington.com, a mortgage lender. You're going to hear from Kat Barbie from Barbie Cookies. You're going to hear from Dr. Mark Morrow, a dentist we've worked with for years. You're going to hear from the Tulsa Oilers team. And all these businesses, the mindset that I have to growing these companies is very simple. I'm going to walk them through 14 steps that will allow them to have proven success as opposed to allowing them to throw gutter balls. So it's like bumper bowling for business. Okay. So step number 1, we're going to sit down with you. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you schedule a one-on-one consultation, I'm going to figure out your revenue goals, and I'm going to figure them out quickly. Yeah. Because I can't help you to achieve goals unless I know what those goals are. But yet today I talked to a wonderful lady, and she said to me, I've been in business for almost 30 years. Yeah. And I've never sat down to figure out my total weekly gross revenue goals. Wow. Okay. And that's normal. Whoa. That's like with most businesses most of the time. Now, box 2, I said to this lady, she's a newer client. We met her at the conference a few months ago. And I said, hey, you have to know how many customers you need to break even. And she says, I've never actually thought about that at all. Wow. Then I said, well, you have to know how many hours you're willing to work. And by default, Aaron, she's working 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. How is it possible that someone can be working all the time and not be making any money? How's that possible?
Well, I mean, it's the old adage of, before you start chopping down the tree, you might want to sharpen the axe. So, if you got a dull axe, you can do a lot of work and not be very effective. And I've seen a lot of people do that. I've had friends who own businesses, and they're doing things that aren't productive. They're not income producing activities in their business. They're not the things that actually generate leads, generate sales, generate revenue, but they're doing lots of activities all the time, but it's not stuff that actually turns into profitability for the company.
And so you think about this, you said the old adage that you want to sharpen the axe before you tear down the tree.
Yeah. Before you chop.
But there's somebody listening right now, they go, but isn't the axe partially made of wood? So wouldn't you need to then build an axe before you could sharpen the axe? So you need to tear down a tree, and then you would need to then build an axe, and then you would sharpen the axe, and then you would tear down more trees. So
that's true.
How would I ever tear down a tree without with an axe, how would I get, and they get stuck there and it becomes
Yeah.
this like deep
Yeah.
word.
They don't know how to do that.
And so we're going to help you take massive action. Now, the next box is you want to have this unique value proposition. You got to figure out what you do differently than other people.
Yep.
So as we look at some of the clients that we've helped, and I'll use Shaw Homes as an example, this just in, Shaw Homes did not create the concept of building new homes.
No, we did not.
There are other home builders in Oklahoma. This just in. There are other people that build homes in other states. This just in.
Yeah.
What Shaw Homes does is Shaw Homes is Oklahoma's highest rated and most reviewed home builder.
Yes.
It's Oklahoma's highest rated and most reviewed home builder. It also is a company that offers more video testimonials than anybody. It's also a company that allows you to save up to $40,000 on a new home. It's also a company that's the St. Jude Dream Home Builder. It's also the home builder with more move-in ready homes than anybody else. It's also the home builder with all the new neighborhoods in many different places in the two primary metropolitan areas, Oklahoma City and Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
It's also, there's so much there.
Yeah.
So we got to come up with a unique value proposition. You guys have never had a hard time with that. It was just getting that information out
Right.
to potential customers on the website and via the phone, via advertising. The next is the branding.
Mhm.
Your video here that I think Jordan helped you shoot, it looks sharp.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way to look at the homes,
Yep.
to see the kind of homes you build, the kind of neighborhoods you're in.
Yeah.
But branding's not just the marketing video. It's not just the business cards. It's not just a one sheet. It's not just a social media. It's not just a website. It's all of it.
It's all of it.
But you could brand all day, but once you brand, you have to go market. And marketing is just
Right.
getting in front of ideal and likely buyers.
Right.
How do you get in front of your ideal and likely buyers in a scalable way that creates both time freedom and financial freedom for your family? Then you have to have a sales conversion system, because in the event that someone fills out the form, they visit your website, they walk in your store, however you first interact with customers, whether it be online and you never talk to the customer, whether it
Right.
be you interact with the customer face to face, whether it's in the store, in your church, in your organization, you got to have scripts, recorded calls, one sheets, pre-written emails. You got to have a tracking system in place so you know your conversion rate. Then once you do that, you got to figure out how much money it costs you to get a new customer.
Mm.
Then after you do that, you have to have these repeatable systems and processes. Because Aaron, if you guys were building homes at Shaw Homes and you said, now here's the deal, guys, we don't have the blueprints in our mind because, or we don't have them written down or in my mind, because that's what they want us to do, right? The industry, they want us to put the blueprints in on paper,
Mm.
and they want them in our mind. Well, they want we're not going to do that because that's what they want us to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to
No.
show up at that site,
No, that's
and
not
we're
what
going to just kind of,
we got to
we're
plan
going
from the
to build by feel, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go till midnight, right? Because it rhymes. There's a lot of people that run their business like that, though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Flying by the seat of their pants.
Restaurants do it.
You bet. Well, there's lots of home builders. that
Salons do it.
that, honestly, there's a lot of home builders.
I
that
know.
build by the seat of their pants. And they're like, well, we don't really have a floor plan drawn. We
Well,
kind
we
of have
don't
a sketch.
plans.
Kind of have a sketch of what we're thinking
kinda
about.
sketchy. I mean, we work
Yeah.
by a sketch.
And as we build it, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And there, folks,
not good.
there's a slight difference between the word Oz we pay and ass wipe. I mean, if you just think about it, if you're going Oz we bet, no ass wipe. It's what am I saying? I'm saying is that a lot of times we're doing something and we're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. A lot of times we're focusing on things we can't control. A lot of times we're overcomplicating things. And so having a coach on your team that can help you guide you down the proven path. The next box is managing people. You got to manage people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people they struggle with managing people. We teach all that. Then you got to have repetitive weekly processes. And this is the part where most people say, I don't want to do that part. That's the part I call this the core repeatable actionable processes, the crap.
Mhm.
I like this stuff.
Yeah.
I like to wear the same thing every day, wake up at the same time every day, if possible, eat the same thing every day, because that's what I like to do. Most people, turns out, like variety. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not upset if anybody likes variety. It's just that's where without accountability and coaching and mentoring, you can fall off the wagon a little bit. Then you got to hire great people that can follow the systems that you've created. Then you got to do accounting.
Oh,
How do you find good people? But then are you making any money? And
Gotta
so
figure that out.
on today's show, Aaron, we're going to interview a longtime client named Jason Lett.
Oh, yeah.
And just so
Jason
everyone
Lett.
understands this relationship, I work with shawhomes.com. I have the honor and pleasure to do so. We've helped Shaw Homes grow quite a bit from what size to what size now?
Well, the year before I met you, we did 19 million in sales, and then last year we did 142 million. So,
Which is
we've
more
been-
than 19.
Yeah, and we started in 2016. This is, just in a matter of
Year
six,
7 years. Yeah.
6 years in. Yeah, we grew that much.
And so this guy, Jason Lett with Lake Martin Mini Mall, he's grown his business by 90% during the window. We do
That's
a
amazing.
lot of video check-ins with clients. And I just encourage, if you're listening today and you want to have massive success, the time will never be just right. You must act now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody out there should write that down. Napoleon Hill once said, the time will never be just right. You must act now. So who am I talking to? Probably you. So if you're listening, if you're out there listening today, who am I talking to? Probably you.
Mhm.
Directly. I'm talking to you. So what you want to do is you want to go to thrivetimeshow.com and you want to either book a ticket to attend one of our in-person 2-day interactive business workshops where I will personally work with you to grow your company, answer all of your questions. It's over 15 hours of training during 2 days. You're going to love it. And by the way, those events are $250 or whatever price you want to pay. Or you can come to a free over the phone 13-point assessment with me where I will talk to you, determine your biggest limiting factor, and help you develop a proven plan. And then if you want coaching or one-on-one consulting, we charge great people like yourself $1,700 a month, 1,700 per month, to teach you the path, teach you the systems. We do a flat rate, one-stop shop for all your business growth needs, including graphic design, search engine optimization, branding, print media. We help you with your bookkeeping, your accounting, your HR, your hiring processes, your workflow, all of that. You can learn more at thrivetimeshow.com. Now, without any further ado, it's time to transition into the Jason Lett Lake Martin Mini Mall story. Aaron, are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Do you have a business? Do you want to make it grow? Well, that is what I do. And on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we break down the epic success and growth of one of my clients, Lake Martin Mini Malls. Yes, the owner of Lake Martin Mini Mall has grown his business by 90% in just 2 short years, and you can too. You want to hear his story? I know you do. Here it is. It's the Thrive Time Show on your radio and podcast download.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Yes, and yes. Thrive Nation, many of you listen to this show on a daily basis because you want to grow a successful company. And frankly, that's the only reason that I'm relevant. I'm not that smart. I'm not that good at sports. I'm not that funny. But what I am good at is growing companies. And I want to encourage everybody listening to the sound of my voice that you have the mental capacity needed to grow a business. And so on today's show, I'm interviewing a longtime client and a man who I consider to be a friend of the program, a guy who's just like you, meaning that he actually had a dream, he had a vision, he had a goal to grow his business, and he's done it. And along with the help of our team, we've been able to work with this gentleman to help him grow his company, and I am absolutely fired up to have him on the show. Jason Lett, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm doing fabulous. Glad to be here.
So, Jason, how much have you grown since we started working with you?
Since you started working with me, probably 90 to 95%.
90 to 95%. Wow.
Yes.
And what length of time?
That was early 2019. We grew about 20% the first year, 70% the second year, and then we're up this year as well, over our best year ever last year.
Wow. Okay, now where are you located?
I am in Central Alabama at beautiful Lake Martin.
So what is your website if people want to go to your website to learn about Lake Martin?
We actually have 2. It's Lake Martin Cubed, Q-U, that's not right. It's Lake Martin Cubed, CUBED.com. We also have LakeMartinMiniMall.com.
LakeMartinMiniMall.com. And what kind of stuff do you sell at Lake Martin Mini Mall and LakeMartinCube.com?
So we specialize in outdoor living spaces, from outdoor furniture to stone, natural stone, anything to make you spending your time with your family and friends outside a little bit more enjoyable.
Now, you guys had to hear about us through somebody. Did a friend tell you about the business coaching that I've been doing since 2006, or did maybe did you find us online or through a podcast, or how did you initially hear about me?
You know, I really don't remember. My brother found you somehow and called me and said, I think this may be good for this side of our business, meaning the store. And so I took a phone call with you shortly after that, and we were off and running.
Since you've started working with us, again, you've been working with us so long, and a lot of our listeners, you know, are new to the program or they're finding out about it for the first time. You've been to a workshop, correct?
I have.
How would you describe the workshop experience? What's it like when you attend a 2-day interactive business workshop here at the Thrive Time Show?
So I love the energy. That's the main thing. That I've been to 2, and I'm coming again soon. But the energy that you guys have in the workshop just gets me fired up to do more and more in my business, and then to take away the knowledge that y'all have put together and present during the workshop it's just really well done, and it's really well put together, and there's just a lot to learn, a lot to take away. I don't see it as like a motivational thing. It's stuff that you can actually use in your business.
What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about getting out to a workshop? Because, you know, a lot of workshops, they get you in for, you know, $200, and then next thing you know, there's a guy in the back of the room hard pushing you. You know, he's trying to convince you got to buy now. You got to sign up for the Magic Money program, or, you know, there's a lot of that kind of pressure. They're trying to sell you a certification. They're trying to push you into buying a bunch of crap. How would you describe that aspect of the workshop?
Oh, yeah. So there's zero sales pressure, and it's just your genuineness of wanting other people's businesses to grow. And that's what you're presenting. You're not selling, you're not pushing. And so it's relaxing, and I'm not having to keep a guard up to make sure that nobody's going to hit me with another sales pitch around the corner. So it's just great in that respect.
And you've grown by 90% in 2 years?
Correct.
Wow. Now, for people out there that are saying, well, how did you grow? I just want to break down. I don't want to get too much into the weeds, but your company, it's a beautiful lake you're on. I mean, you have the fundamentals. I always tell people, step one, you have to sell a product or service that people actually want. Again, step one. Correct. You have to sell a product that people actually want. What kind of products do you sell there at Lake Martin Mini Mall?
So our number one thing is outdoor furniture. Even though we're not a furniture store, we sell a lot of outdoor furniture, a lot of natural stone for landscaping and building projects, umbrellas, the best cantilever large umbrellas that you can buy, people put on their docks, just things to fix up your lake home or your country home, whatever it is that you're working on.
What's your hot seller? What's your hottest seller?
The hottest seller right now is furniture.
Furniture. So
Just
step one,
furniture.
If you're listening out there, folks, step one, you got to sell a product that people actually want. I know that's a controversial idea. I recognize there is some Marxist out there that just graduated from a 4-year college where they're saying it's the ideas that matter. Yes, I've got a new idea. There's somebody listening right now that says, bruh, I got an app, bro. And I want to make this app. And you say, well, bro, are you a coder? No, bro, I'm not a coder. Okay, so do you know how to code? I don't know how to code, bro. Do you have a friend that codes? No, bro, but I have an idea for an app that could change the way that people organize their apps. You see, this app would remind you of all the apps you have, bro. Bro. And everyone has an idea for a coffee shop. Bro, I want to do a coffee shop,
right,
bro. But you actually had a product. So if you're listening right now and you do not have an actual product or service, don't reach out to us. Please save yourself, save myself, save all of ourselves. The headache, the heartache, the frustration. Just don't reach out unless you have a product or a service. Step two, you got to improve the branding of the product or the service. I mean, you've got to make sure that your branding looks good and not hood. Someone says, what? I mean, you got to make sure that your branding looks good and not hood. And so a lot of times people have a great website, and the product, the website looks so good that people buy, less than great products. Other times people have a crappy website and people won't buy their great products. Did we help you with the website, or tell the listeners out there what we did with your website?
Yeah, so y'all built us a complete website that we had full control over, because I made a mistake on my first one and kind of gotten locked in and couldn't really control it.
Yeah.
So y'all have helped us with that, and branding all the way around with the signage around the store to stuff on the website to designing T-shirts. I mean, you've helped me with all of those things. And there was something else I was going to say that just left my mind. So
well, it's great. This is great
see,
because
I'm not that smart either. Anybody can do this, because I'm not that smart. I mean, I may be better looking than Clay, but that's probably the only thing I got going.
I tell you what, you are better looking. Now, I'll tell you this now, folks. Step 3, you got to create a sales script /sales funnel. And someone might say, what's a sales script or a sales funnel?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, when someone actually calls your phone, they pick up the phone, they go to lakemartinminimall.com. There's somebody out there who's going to do it today. You pick up the phone and you call 334-857-3900. You actually call Lake Martin Mini Mall. You call 334-857-3900. The phone rings. Someone has to answer the phone. And if someone says, hello, what? Then you're probably not going to get as many sales. Or if somebody says, what had happened was, who did this? Who did? You got to have people that answer the phone with a coherent mind. And a lot of times, business owners have a grandfather, a cousin, a person with a less than functional mind that they just met at the bus station, and that's the one who greets their customers over the phone or in person, and it can really kill the sales. Have we worked with you on sales scripting at this point, scripting the calls and making sure that in scripting the customer experience so that people have a good time when they actually come in the store?
Yes, very much so.
Have you used sales scripts or the experience script or both? Or?
We do a little bit of both. So that we're consistent, so that everybody's consistent when they answer the phone, everybody's consistent when someone walks to the door, no matter who's here or who we're training. We can be consistent as long as it's working, and it is. So you've helped us with phone scripts, with interview scripts, with video scripts, with customer experience scripts, all of those things.
Now, the next step 4, you have to create a sales experience that actually wows people. When people come in, they have to love it. They have to go, oh, yes. Do you now have an experience there at Lake Martin Mini Mall where customers actually come back and maybe even bring a friend?
Yes, all the time.
What kind of stuff are you doing now?
Our number one form of advertising is probably word of mouth.
What kind of stuff do people enjoy about the store? Do you offer free samples, or do you have a certain overhead music? I mean, have you nailed down the sights, the sounds, the smells, the atmosphere?
Yes, so we've got overhead music outside and inside, because we have a large outside area and a large inside area. So we've got outdoor music playing everywhere. We have actually a shop dog that wanders around that's grown up here that people will come in and call her by name and just come to stop by and see her. We have candles throughout the store. We have smells that people will come back to they'll smell the candle burning, and that's what they just got to have one of those. As far as sites, we just make sure, being very intentional about how everything's placed and everything looks, and there's no broken windows or garbage bags in front of the store.
So you want to be intentional with the sights, the sounds, the smells, the decor. Now, step 5, after you've done that, you got to make a checklist for everything, because people forget all the steps. I mean, once you make all the steps, you got to write the steps down, because people will forget the steps. Tell us, have we worked with you to make a checklist for everything?
We are working through that constantly,
Yep.
making checklists and more checklists. I mean, it's a never-growing thing to systemize what we're doing here. So, I mean, that's a constant, working on checklist and more checklist, and having the staff page that they can all access all this checklist on our website. And so, yes, y'all are doing all of that for us.
Now, step 6, you got to measure. You have to measure what you treasure. You have to, because tracking will reveal where you're slacking or where you're lacking. Do we work with you on tracking your numbers?
Of course, and that's the weekly thing. The first thing we look at is our lead tracker, which tracks our sales, our profits, our margins, our leads, our advertising dollars, where they were spent, are they worth it, are they not worth it? That's something greatly that y'all helped me out with, was to stop spending money where it wasn't worth it. So we've reduced our advertising costs and increased our leads during the time I've been with you also.
Now, the next step is once you have the tracking going on, you have to charge the right price if you want your life to ever be nice. You have to charge the right price, or you have to charge the right price, or your life will not be nice. Have we worked with you on pricing at all, or did you already have all the pricing nailed down?
No, we had that pretty well nailed down.
Got it.
Because I have a certain lifestyle that I like to lead, and I have to charge a certain price for a product for that to happen. So, and I'm not ashamed to tell my customers that when they try to negotiate on prices. Sometimes I just don't want to negotiate. So,
now the next step number 8, you have to learn how to hire and inspire people. How to hire people. Have we worked with you on learning how to hire people, how to recruit people faster, onboard people, find more good job candidates?
Yes, all of those things. So the group interview that you guys helped me with, the scripting and the whole process and running the ads, the group interview was huge. I have found every time I've done the group interview, I find quality people fast without taking up a lot of my time. So that was one of the things that I'd never thought of or done before, but it has been working great.
Now, the next step, and there's so many other steps that we do, but I'm just trying to give the folks out there some final 2 steps here. You must board down when the rest of the world would struggle with boredom by default. You must board down when most of the world would suffer from boredom. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times people learn the system and they go, man, the system is on fire. I love this system. The system is hot. And you go, well, are you doing the system anymore? They say, no, I'm not doing the system anymore. Well, why aren't you doing the system? Well, I'm not doing the system because I got bored. And that's what a lot of business owners do. They get bored with what works, and then it's like a constant dysfunctional loop. Do we each week kind of go over some similar thing? I mean, once we built the systems, now we have to kind of stay on target. Do we work with you on the consistency aspect?
Yes, consistency aspect and still adding new things to the system that I have to work on, and so there's never any boredom around here. So
now the final thing that we do, and I'd like to get your take on this, is I always tell people you have to have a dream. Yeah, it's true, but you have to have a team if you want to achieve the dream. You have to have a team. You can't do it by yourself. So in our case, when we work with a client like yourself, we provide videography, photography, web development, search engine optimization. So many things come with the service that we offer. Could you speak to that a little bit? Has that been helpful for you or not so much? Or I'd love to get your take on that.
Oh, yeah, it's crucial because there's so many things that y'all do that I don't know how to do and don't really want to take the time to learn how to do.
Yeah.
I would rather have the team on the backside that's very efficient and working at it. And it's all of the, like you said, the search engine optimization, writing 13,000 words a week or a month or whatever it is to make sure our websites are ranking and following up with all of that stuff. It would cost me, I don't know what, way more than I pay y'all to hire someone to keep up with all of this stuff for sure.
Well, I could say before I invented this company or started this thing, because I couldn't find anything like it in the world, I hired a search engine guy, and I'm going to quote the web guy, and I just want to get your thoughts on how you would react to this. The guy I hired, his name was Bruce Clay, who, by the way, does a great job. His website is bruceclay.com. Do you want to guess, Jason, how much I paid him per month to coach me on search engines, just on search engines?
I don't even want to guess.
$8,000 a month for a year.
$8,000 a month.
And they don't actually do it. They just teach you what to do. How would that go over for you if somebody said, for $8,000 a month, I'm going to teach you how to do it, but you still have to do all the coding yourself?
Yeah, that would not happen at my here. No.
Now I want to continue because I want you to feel better about because we worked together for a couple of years, but you might laugh at my expense. The videographer that I used to hire back in the day, to do the videos. I had to, because I built America's largest wedding DJ company, So every time I wanted to shoot a marketing video, I would pay like $4,000 $3 to $4 grand for every video. So like once a month, it's like a $3 bill for a video. How would you feel about that?
There again, we would be not doing those videos for sure. I would not be paying someone that much money.
Okay. And then the online ad guy, I don't know if you ever dealt with this. I had an ad manager that I hired, and he was never available. I always felt like he was one bender away of being unreachable. Have you ever dealt with a web guy that took your money and ran?
Not and ran, but I did feel like I didn't get what I paid for sure.
Okay. Now, the other thing, I've paid for consultants. I remember one guy back in the day, I won't mention his name, but I will mention how he sounded. He used to say, Clay, baby, I love your business. If you ever need anything, you just call me, baby. Call me. He used to like to say that, Clay, baby, call me. So I would call him, thinking that, Jason, every time I would call him, I didn't think he would charge me per minute or per hour. Because he'd say, if you ever need anything, you just call me. You call me. And then every time I would call him, I was like, man, this guy's super reachable. Things are going well. And then I get these astronomical bills. Have you ever dealt with consultants, accountants, or lawyers that do that kind of move where you pay every time you talk to them?
Yes.
How does that work for you?
And I usually don't deal with them anymore. Once I figure out their little
move,
tricks and tactics for doing that, their little moves.
Yeah. So what would you say to somebody right now who's on the fence? Our next business workshop is coming up in December. And again, these events, we don't sell thousands of tickets. We try to keep it intimate. Our next one is coming up here December 2nd and 3rd. Again, if you're listening to this, I don't know if you'll listen to this, a year from now. But as of December of 2021, our next one is December 2nd, December 3rd. What would you say to somebody out there who's on the fence about getting out to one of the workshops?
Well, it's it would definitely be valuable to your business. You need to come ready to take notes and to put into action. Clay could teach me everything that I want to know, but until I put it into action, it's not going to do me any good. So I definitely highly recommend the conferences and business coaching and everything that you've got going on.
Now, final question I have here for you. Some people they've been to workshops in the past, business workshops, where the speaker gets up and says, "Today at the business workshop, we're going to teach you the 8 steps to market your business effectively during the 3rd quarter. But first, we're going to open up our syllabus, and we're going to really explore the syllabus. But then we're going to salute the flag, and then what we're going to do is we're going to break up into huddles, and then we'll go." And then it's just like they never get to the point, and it's not fun. Did you have a lot of fun at the conferences? Did you have any fun? Was it okay? Was it? Can you maybe speak to that? Because I know a lot of people just don't want to go into a boredom-induced coma.
No, yeah. So they're absolutely a blast with the energy that's going on. The speakers that are talking, that are, high energy, moving around, lots of information, but also just makes it fun to be at. It's just a fun experience all the way around. I brought my 16-year-old son to one the last time, and he actually learned a lot, even though he doesn't have a business. He learned a lot and loved the energy and the way the things were presented. It kept his attention the whole time.
Did he have fun? Did he have a good time, or did it give you an opportunity for you and your son to talk about business at all? Or?
It did, yes. And he's looking at going into business for himself after high school, and this was a great opportunity for him to come in and just see that other people are doing it, and there's a better way to do it than what most organizations or companies put out there, or most coaching programs have. There's just a better way.
The only thing I'm frustrated about is that we have no idea how we found each other. We just know that your brother told you about me. No, because this is interesting.
A phone call or something.
Because everybody, it seems like everybody that we have now says, "Oh, my friend told me about the program." And we only take on 160 clients, and so it's kind of like if we have an opening, it's a good fit kind of thing. But I'm just curious I'm always curious. So we'll have that unresolved tension, but maybe if you talk to your brother and he tells you can tell me, so I could just resolve that in my mind, because I have to know where you came from.
I will. I'll try to ask him. I'll ask him and see if he can remember.
Okay.
Last time I asked him, he did not remember, so this is probably not going to
change.
Again, but
yeah, that's okay. Well, I appreciate you very much, brother. Congratulations on the success. And again, folks, today's guest is a diligent doer. He's not somebody just seeking knowledge just for the sake of seeking knowledge. And in fact, if you're out there and you are just seeking knowledge to seek knowledge, and you want to waste your time, I recommend you go to college. That's a great place to go, where you can just
Right.
talk in circles and everybody applauds, and they give away awards for the best idea, and you could, never actually make any money, but you'll actually win awards in college for the best idea. But in business, you only get paid off those results. So thank you for not being an asshole, meaning someone that just asks questions and doesn't apply anything. Thank you for not being an asshole. You've returned my sanity.
So your business coaching program is much less expensive than any college you would go to, and you actually can make money with it. So,
well, I didn't mention that, but it's $1,700 a month, folks. $1,700 a month. That's what we charge. We do have scholarship programs. I know what it's like to grow up poor. I know what it's like to not have any money, and so I know that there are people out there that have a business, that they sell a real product or service, and maybe you just haven't ever really had success yet. And maybe you feel like you're too old to have success, or too young, or you just don't have the money to get started. And if you're in a spot where you have a real product or a real service and that you're selling, and we do an assessment, we think it's a good fit, we do have scholarships available to help people in need. So don't be discouraged if you don't think that you have the financial capacity needed to make it happen. But thank you for being here, brother. I really do appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
yep, I sure will. I look forward to seeing y'all in December.
Take care, man. Have a good one. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Now, if you're out there listening today and you want to get tickets to the in-person workshop there, all you have to do, this is how you do it. You go to thrivetimeshow.com. So I'm going to go there with you. You go to thrivetimeshow.com. And there's a button there that says Business Conferences. And so you click on the Business Conferences button at thrivetimeshow.com. You click there. And there you can request tickets. And as of right now, we have just under 70 tickets left. Just under 70 tickets remaining for our December 2nd and 3rd conference. The tickets are $250 or whatever you can afford. So if you're in a tight spot, you can afford to get out to it. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And at the conclusion of today's show, I'll play a little commercial for you that shares with you more about the in-person 2-day interactive workshops. They're the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops. You can buy tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you can buy your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. My name's Clay Clark, and I would love to help you grow your business and for the year 2021 to be your best year of business yet. And now, without any further ado, we like to end each and every show with a boom. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Morrow. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985. I established my practice here in Tulsa in 1985.
One of the things that I hear in my world a lot as a business consultant from business owners is they will tell me, Clay, I want you to help me, but my industry is different. And so on today's show, I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a pediatric dentist. And I also am going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a real estate agent. And I'm also going to introduce you to a wonderful client who does mortgages, and a wonderful client who's a family doctor, and a wonderful client who trains dogs, and a wonderful client who runs the UPS stores for all of Canada. Then I'll introduce you to a wonderful client who has a massive real estate empire, real estate franchise empire. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client that sells new homes. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who sells insurance, and then a wonderful client who runs a church, and a wonderful client who wonderful client who sells insurance. I think I mentioned that. A wonderful client that has a research lab. And at the end of the day, you'll discover that if you will follow the proven systems that I will teach you at our in-person workshops or through our one-on-one coaching program, it's like bumper bowling for business. It's like if you're tired of throwing gutter balls and you want to have success, this system will absolutely change your life. It's a step-by-step system. It's a linear workflow. It's going to absolutely change your life. And without any further ado, here is Dr. Morrow sharing about how this system has changed his life and his business's life and the lives of his employees and the growth of his pediatric dentistry. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kolaw. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D. Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Hey, Clay Clark and my Thrive peeps. It's Steve Currington, as you can tell. Although I'm not wearing my signature green shirt as usual, but I am riding in my signature green Lamborghini. And I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of Thrive and all the guys at Thrive Time and the show and everything that you guys have done. At Total Ending Concepts, we have had tremendous growth and a lot of things changing, especially on the marketing front, and from a coaching perspective, and from a web presence and branding, and our internet leads are up. Everything is hammering on all cylinders, and really we're just trying to figure out how we can leverage the systems and the processes that we're learning at Thrive more in our business. So now we're setting up a lead tracking system that has been long overdue, and we're doing lots of stuff. But I want to take a minute and say thank you to Thrive and Clay Clark and Dr. Z and everybody for all the help in helping us grow our business, and hopefully buy more Lamborghinis like this the more we sell. So appreciate it, guys. See ya.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house.
right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Bird, they said it couldn't be done. They said you couldn't fill up the BOK Center. They said it wasn't possible. But yet if you look, it appears to be full. Oh, we're making America boom again.
Very full.
Very full. Lots of marketing, courtesy of John Kelly and Devin and Darlin and
this mind.
And this mind and this hat. So there it is, FD Oilers sold out, baby.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. You know, our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Nick Smith and I'm an agency owner with Farmers Insurance. I grew up in a middle-class family all the way up until I was about 13, and then my dad lost his job, and then all of a sudden he was gone and I was being raised by my mom by herself. She was probably making 20 grand a year. In order for me to have a car, I had to pay for the car. I had to pay for the gas. I had to do everything on my own. So the independent thinking had to come early and if I wanted to do anything. A couple of years ago, man, I was stuck in a rut. I really honestly was, and I couldn't see it. Not because I was doing it wrong, it's because I didn't know any better. Rates were not good. Selling was difficult. Staffing was just unbelievably difficult to keep good staff in here. I was having a ton of turnover. And I was about ready to hang it up and sell out. I was just done. And that's about when I got introduced to the concept of the Wheel of Wealth and Thrive. Some of the specific things I've learned about running my business is systems and being organized. Before, I think I just kind of shot from the hip a lot of times. But man, since I started this whole journey, and I've developed systems for each of the employees, but not just the employees, but for the position. So the fear of wondering when I'm gone, wondering if things are being done, I don't have to worry quite as much. Business-wise, finally got over the hump and we're actually growing again, whereas before we were just declining. And now we're back up and we're back over what we were a couple of years ago now. The training's ongoing, even to from where I'm at now. I still feel like I need to get further. The training itself is just, it'll rock your world. It really will change the way you think and look at business. So all those things just kind of culminated into this big, successful business that I feel like I have now. All that stuff has just been life-altering.
Clay's awesome. You know, he's very entertaining, very energized, does some quirky, unique ways to sort of get engagement with the audience. So really pleased to have Clay do our keynote today. Well, I think it was being willing to take some risks on stage, taking some risks relative to how to set the audience up. I think that kind of created this sort of what's going to happen next. And so just that risk-taking sort of created a unique tension that I think ultimately resulted in a great experience. Well, you know, I think Clay would be an awesome presenter for a number of groups. One, I think the material that he delivers is spot on, but he also can deliver some additional products and services to the organization, even beyond just the things that he does on stage.
My name is David Drucker. I'm the president for UPS Stores Canada, also a member of the AFA board in an honorary position, so kind of a crossover with both sides. I thought it was great. I thought Clay did a wonderful job. I think anytime you're able to get a diverse group together to start finding the commonalities, you're starting to pull the threads together that are going to make something for the future. And I think that was the objective for today, and I think Clay was really able to pull that out. I thought Clay was really good at shifting speeds. He was fast when he needed to be fast, detailed when he needed to be detailed, was able to read the room every so often if we started drifting off too far to the left or too far to the right. He was right there to rudder us back on course. So, I mean, really, I don't think we could have chosen a better guy for the day to lead us.
My impression of Clay was his energy, and just like the energy that he had on stage, and how passionate he is about his message. And I really felt like I could connect with that because it was very genuine and believable and sincere. And I really appreciate the sincerity of it all. So the lesson nugget is in fact the action nugget. It's like you can think of things all day long, you can read books all day long, you can do whatever you're going to do as far as business planning, but if you don't implement and actually take action, then it doesn't mean anything. It is all about taking the steps and standing up and going forward and engaging in an action activity. Well, what was so different about this is the sense of humor. They're really great sense of humor, very lively, very engaging and interesting. And a lot of presentations, you just kind of sit there and go, oh no. But this was fun. This was fun and interesting and engaging.
Oh, I love Clay. Very funny. You never know, right? With a keynote speaker, you don't know, so you got to kind of open up. He's got a good sense of humor. I like the video at the beginning. It started out perfect. I'm like, oh great, another speaker that's been to 1 million corporations. I liked it. It was really well done. The guy's good.
Clay's fantastic. I mean, the guy is hilarious, captivating, kept the room moving. I mean, I love the fact that he got everybody up and moving. The fact that you could get John Tanney up dancing in his seat like that is worth the price of admission right there. Awesome. It just reinvigorates you. You hear somebody talk about how, you put it in systems into your business, how you got to seize the day. I mean, all that stuff is stuff deep down you should be doing, but those reminders help, and it's the right time if you're open to it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Because I'm a product of the 90s, I liked his, Notorious B.I.G. rap a little bit, but I get it, man. He's exactly right. I got a ton of buddies that are sitting around playing PlayStation every day, and they're not studying success, and I think that's the thing. Because to me, the one thing I really take away from that conversation is poverty is our baseline. Everybody knows poverty. You don't need to teach poverty. You need to teach success. And the fact that he said that was like music playing. You know, I think he just is, just really gets our industry. You get a lot of realtors that try and be motivational speakers, but he truly is a motivational speaker. He's a businessman. He's obviously been around the block and, done a lot of things. And I think all of those applications, because real estate at the end of the day is the business of business.
I love Clay. I've known Clay just socially, but I've never heard him speak before. And I was probably most taken by the fact that he was just common in so many ways and made fun of himself, but also brought that aspect of these are my lessons, and these are lessons from some very influential people who all recognize. So probably what I took away from it the most was the Net Promoter Score and the fact that your wow factor from what you provide to your clients really creates that score. And you really have to go the extra mile to bring people to that level of impression. I appreciated Clay's story about his father and the picture with the kids, with the girls. I thought that was very meaningful. And takes the whole thing, the rest of his message and stories and things that he's sharing, and really puts them in perspective for people who are listening. You could tell he enjoys what he does and believes in what he's presenting. And that's a connection with an audience that is more important than the name or even what's being presented. It's real, it's transparent, and it's genuine.
My name is Josh Wilson. I'm the owner of Living Water Irrigation. So I've been working with Thrive since December of 2017. So the biggest changes we've seen as a company is, first of all, just systematically how we do things, how we present things. Our Google presence is phenomenal. Our website's 1,000,000 times better. And just the overall accountability and the process by which we're conducting ourselves. So our biggest win since working with Thrive is we literally, March was a record month for us. It was almost twice as much as our biggest month prior to that. In the last week or so, we've closed about $250,000 worth of business. We still have to go dig a bunch of ditches and get it done, but we signed about $250,000 worth of business with the relationships we built, the things that they've implemented through Victoria and Clay and everybody here at Thrive. So I would recommend Thrive to other business owners simply because they can point out where you're flawed and what you need to work on. You just have to be real and honest with yourself on what you need to improve upon. So that would be first and foremost. And the huge reason why I would do it, because it works. It actually, everything that they said when we came in for our initial meeting to today, absolutely positively has been accomplished.
Just how does an irrigation and sprinkler repair company increase in sales by over 450% in just 1 year? When according to Forbes, 9 out of 10 startups fail and 8 out of 10 existing businesses fail. How can one company grow by 450% in 1 year? Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is now time for yet another edition of
Wins of the Week!
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
You can do it! We are joined by none other than my brother from another mother, Mr. Josh, the founder of Living Water Irrigation. Mr. Josh, welcome onto the show, my friend. How are you?
I am awesome, Clay. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm excited for the listeners to get to know more about you. Could you share the name of your company, a little bit more about what you guys do at Living Water Irrigation, where the name comes from?
Absolutely, positively. So Living Water Irrigation, the most important part of that to me is John 7:38. So it's mentioned in the gospel a number of times, we're the living water. But our specific scripture that we drew our name from is John 7:38. It says, "Whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow through him." We have a very distinct vision as a company on who we are and what we want to do. And I believe that I was put here to go make some money to give it away.
And I'm not going to ask you for the specific details but of your career and how you started the business as far as a linear timeline, but how long has this particular business been around?
We've been around just 2 years, sir.
2 years. And you guys, we first met. How did we first meet?
I came in and y'all started coaching me over the Thrive 15.
And do you remember when that was approximately and how you first heard about us?
So it would have been October or November of 17.
October or November of 17?
Yes, sir.
And in terms of your growth as a company, how much have you grown this year?
So this year we're up 450% year over year.
So now that you're implementing this program, you're getting more calls, right? Are you getting more calls?
Absolutely.
Sales are going up. You're gathering reviews from your real customers, adding content to the website, adding a gallery of work.
So I'm going to actually take a minute and make you really uncomfortable, Clay.
Nice.
So when we started with y'all, it was awesome. We had a little company, just me and one dude and one little van.
Yeah.
And 17 was great. I ate more than ramen noodles, but not much more.
Right.
18 was really good. We started to implement the systems, got Start Here, got the boom book, went to a couple conferences, and said, okay, I'm going to buy in. I'm going to sell out. We went to the coaching, got coached by Marshall and Victoria, and started to implement, as opposed to just listen, to actually be doers. It's in James. It says don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers as well. And so we implemented scripts. We implemented systems. We implemented checklist. We implemented a pro forma for quoting and all these things that you talk about.
Yeah.
And so just as a real person, and I'm real, I promise you, there's a bunch of Josh Wilsons out there.
Yeah.
Like I'm a famous baseball player and football player.
Oh, wow.
And a gospel singer.
Oh, wow.
But this Josh Wilson just digs ditches for a living. But I just want to say thank you. Standing here for all the systems. I encourage everybody out there, go pick up Start Here. Go pick up the boom book. The stuff you hear on this show, it actually sincerely works. It's not just some nonsensical guy sitting in an awesome man cave who's bored so he wants to record a show. And then from there, here's another super duper move for you. Schedule your day.
Oh, wait a second. That right there is a hot tip.
Holy cow!
Schedule your day.
So I was listening just a few months ago, and I was running all over the Tulsa metro area, from Glenpool to Owasso to Broken Arrow, back to Owasso to Jinx to Midtown. And I'm like, man, why am I getting nothing done?
Why am I getting nothing done?
Well, your issue is that you're running these places. You got to drive.
Why am I talking using a megaphone? Back to you.
Well, obviously, I wouldn't have this belly if I was running, Jonathan.
Okay.
So my wife says to me, hey, how was your day, honey? Oh, I worked all day. I did all these things. And I'm like, wait, I have nothing to show that I did anything. So super move number one, you've said it 17,000 times.
Yeah.
Whatever gets scheduled gets done. So now my day is scheduled.
Come on now.
So if it's not on my schedule, nope, doesn't happen.
Listen here. Here's the little secret. You can become successful. You have the tools needed to start and grow a successful company. But you've got to implement the best practice systems. You have to implement the proven systems, checklists, and processes that have been shown to work time and time again. And it is very hard for me to help you implement those systems if we don't get a chance to know you. So if you're out there today and you're saying, I feel stuck, I don't know what to do, I would encourage you to go to thrivetimeshow.com today and watch over 1,000. We have over 1,000 video testimonials from real people just like Josh. Watch those videos and build your faith. Believe that you can actually do this. And then do one of three things. One, you could schedule a one-on-one consultation with me by simply going to thrivetimeshow.com and scheduling that free 13-point assessment. Now, our team is going to vet you, make sure you're not psychologically impaired or your dream is not delusional. Now, move number two. You could book your attendance at our in-person Thrive Time Show workshop. The tickets are normally $250, but if you want to attend the workshops because maybe you're in a spot right now where financially you're kind of strapped, just subscribe to the Thrive Time Show podcast and leave us an objective review. And after you leave us an objective review, take a screenshot of the review and email it to info@thrivetimeshow.com, and we'll give you tickets for just $37. Or maybe the Thrive Time Show Business School is the right move for you. Maybe it is. Listen, it's only $19 a month. And when you subscribe to the Thrive Time Show Business School, here's what you get. You get access to a massive amount of videos. We have over 3,000 training videos taught by the world's business leaders. You can watch those videos. That alone has tremendous value. Also, you get to attend one in-person workshop per year. Now, if you think about it, if you go to, Harvard, the average graduate debt sits at around $101,000. If you go to Oral Roberts University, let's say you go to Tulsa University, you're going to spend $35,855 per year. If you go to the Harvard Business School, you're going to spend $66,000 per year. If you go to the Wharton Business School, you're going to spend $64,828 per year. If you subscribe to the Thrive Time Show Business School, it's month to month, and it's as little as $19 a month. Check it out today by going to thrivetimeshow.com. And now, without any further ado, we'd like to end each and every show and win of the week with a boom, because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And now, without any further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom! The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.